Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoco.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, as well as our guest lecturer members Vite Ramen and Full Grammar Alchemist. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. Welcome back. After a long week of Force of Will to your favorite ever live Force of Will vodcast, it's Office Hours, featuring myself, DMO73, and I'm joined, as always, by Mike Rance.
Oh, it's DMO74.
And freshly back from the haircut, Paul Reisman.
If you're going to mess with my gang, you're going to have to deal with Oopie Goopie.
Oopie Goopie. General Munchkin Man.
General Munchkin Man. Little Jim Bob. Worst of all.
That was that.
Larry.
Well, that certainly was an intro. Welcome, everybody. So much so glad to have you here. If you like what we're doing, want to consider supporting the channel, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can click that subscribe button down below if you're not already. Share it out, like it, leave a comment, or be active in the chat. You can also consider clicking that join button down below to support the channel financially. It is the easiest way to do it, and we really appreciate it. Plus, you get cool perks, and you can check out two very important links in the description. One is the link to this weekend's Discord GP hosted by Games and Beak. It's going to be Wanderer. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be streaming it. It's going to be awesome. As always, Wanderer format, as we know, is very much unsolved. It rotates. It's very wide open, and I'm very curious to see what the US is going to be bringing to the table this time, as well as the international players who will be playing in it, if there are any this time around. And you can also check out the links in the description to go get your pre-orders in for Descent into the Raven Catacombs with Odyssey Games. The link and the website are now working. They have been working since like Tuesday of last week. You can get starter decks, pre-release kits, starter deck bundles, booster boxes, everything. You're not going to want to miss it. Get that checked out. Paul, your microphone is still being the weird microphone, just so you are aware.
Yo,
there it is. That's that smooth Paul voice that we look for. Hey,
this is Oopie Goopie.
That's Oopie Goopie. Okay.
This is General Munchkin Man.
Short hair Paul feels like an imposter. Listen, I knew short hair Paul for a very long time, and it's good to have him back. It's good to have him back. Not an imposter. Can confirm, not an imposter.
It's just what I look like.
Now, if he shaves the beard and has short hair, then we know it's an imposter. Like,
what do you think we're doing tonight? I'm joking. Okay.
Let's get in it and start talking about spoilers, including our exclusive spoilers, which you're not going to want to miss. We're going to sprinkle them in throughout the evening, so you're not going to want to cut away. You're going to have to be here for all of it. Drive up that engagement numbers, baby. Push up the watch time. Let's talk about these new promos that were just announced, which were very cool. We have seen this before, but we officially launched the Therion Morphing Summer Holiday promo, which is Leica. I just want to say on the record that this is like the most tasteful summer beach promo that Force of Will's ever done, second to maybe only Croco Shark variant. But like sometimes Force of Will's beach promos get a little weird.
Jeremy,
listen, I'm a married man with two kids. So I gotta draw some kind of line on the artwork. This is below that line. So
Jeremy, are you gonna call it below the line when there's like, if you like Fibonacci sequence and like tried to Renaissance painting this, the foot is right in the center of that spiral.
That is fair. The foot is right
I didn't want to have to point that out, but unfortunately I like causing chaos.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very cool promo. We also got the Roar of Diabolos, a 3-cost divinity rune. This is a Wanderer card. Gives some certain nods to what we will probably be seeing out of the rest of the Evil Cluster. You pay 1 less black to play this card to play from a rune area, so it's black and 1. You can only play it if you control a demon ruler or demon entity, which feels like will be significantly easier to do given the fact that the theme of this cluster is a bunch of demons. And you can destroy target resonator. Your chosen target's controller discards a card at random. So pop a thing and make them discard. I would also like to point out that this card is Divinity 2. So it is not high on the Divinity scale to be able to cast it, which is certainly something to consider. The artwork does look very sick, though. I really like
it's neat.
the art a lot. But let's jump into spoilers. We're going to finish out talking about the spoilers from the starter deck. And then we're going to go into the first ruler. Then go, and like I said, we'll sprinkle in those exclusives throughout. So we got a reprint of Morning Angel in the starter deck, which is nice to bring that back. The ability to interact with the graveyards and do graveyard hate in Paradox will be greatly appreciated. I like that a lot. Next up, we had Velmar's Blessing. This was a chant rune, Divinity 3 with Untouchable. Perform the following effect 3 times, or X times. And the effect is choose 2. So if you pay 3 into the X cost, you will be able to choose 2 3 times.
3 times.
If another player has more cards in your hand than you, draw a card. If another player has higher life than your life, you gain 6 life. If another player controls more J resonators than you, you get 2 night tokens. This is anti-Inferno. It's reverse Inferno. So instead of bringing your opponent down to you, you go up. You go up to them, kind of.
And just remember, everyone in chat here, if you play this card for 1 white and X is 0,
you get to
choose. This is Giga Chat move.
Yeah, you just do
choose twice, no times.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
Perfect.
I don't think there's very many times where you're going to cast this card for any more than X equals 2. Like, I think most of the time X equals 1 will get the job done because you get to do 2 things. But I could see some times where you're like, I really could use something right now. And X equals 2 might get cast. X equals 3 is like, why would you ever? There are better things to do for 4 will, like the board wipe that we were going to talk about in a moment.
Oh my god. Yo-Yo Foul. I didn't even read that this card did not have quick cast.
It doesn't have quick cast.
I literally, my brain put the word quick cast right in there.
Nope.
Just
it
like
has it has untouchable, not quick cast.
I don't care. It doesn't have quick cast. This card's
like I said,
garbage.
Like I said, it does feel like it is a X equals 1, and it is only in the rare slot. So like, I could see it based on your, if you really are like, this is one of those cards that like, if rune decks could sideboard, I would see potentially like this card could come into the rune deck based on the matchup, but you can't sideboard rune decks. So like, it'll be good in the starter deck. Like this is a good starter deck rune. It's a chant rune, so you can also play it main boarded. This is probably one of the ones that you might like swap out. Right, which is fine as you want to like make use of that. Yeah, it's fine. It's a totally fine starter deck card. Next up we have
what is it? Adam's flip side gives everything quick cast. So
Adam's flip side does. Yeah, that's true.
You can use this in Adam if you want to make it better. Oh,
listen, Brandon Fremont, Tori, Adam side card support. Bunnies. Courage while facing the darkness is our first divinity pure rune. You pay 1 less void to play, or 1 less white to play this card if it targets a knight. Recover them. They gain Defiant 2 and Barrier Black until end of turn. And then that's pretty good. This essentially means something that's already attacked gets to attack 2 more times without tapping. Potentially. It might mean that they just get to attack 1 more time because they've already attacked once, but it does mean that like something that has like
because it puts the condition on it.
Something that has like a tap ability might get to recover. Like this is essentially a what's that old card we used to use? Resuscitating Will, which was like quick cast recover a thing. This is essentially that card with upside non-quick cast.
And also can't target J rules, which was the biggest upside of Resuscitating Will.
Which is fair, right? So it's like a side grade Resuscitating Will, but the advantage is you get it in the rune deck, and it can provide barrier, and then the thing doesn't have to tap. So
and cheaper for knights.
Yeah, and so like in that sense, again, it's a starter deck rune. It probably has implications in a heavier knight-based deck. You might be considered playing this more. Totally fine card.
Yeah. It's good. If you're playing knights, play this card.
Yeah.
Question in the chat. I don't think it gives 2 more attacks if they've already attacked.
So
if you attack and then recover.
I think we clarified that. I think
it counts all attacks throughout the turn.
Yeah, so you already have attacked once, so it would grant you 1 extra attack because Defiant is saying you can attack twice if with Defiant 2. If it gave Defiant 3, then you'd be able to attack 2 more times, but Defiant X, you've already attacked once, so you get 1 more attack. So
are there knights with tap effects? 1 sec, I'm going to check.
There probably are somewhere.
I think so. Probably a really bad one.
Next up, we have Velmar's Judgment. This is a Divinity 5 untouchable chant rune for 3. J resonators that were in the field before this spell resolves lose Eternal until end of turn. Destroy all resonators and all demonic J rulers. Destroy all cards in all standby areas. You gain, J resonators lose and cannot gain swiftness until the beginning of your next turn. If this card was awakened, you get 2 tokens with flying in it, and the awakening is 1 extra white. This is a very strong card that will encourage the use, like as it rises and falls in the meta, will encourage the use of like mid-range decks that know how to just hold value and not overextend, quick cast stuff, or non-board based damage, right? It'll have like that ebb and flow kind of thing for like as it comes in and out. It is 3 cost, but it is untouchable. It hits both sides, and it does prevent like you immediately being like, well, now that I've cleared the board, here's a bunch of guys, and then kill you because you lose all the swiftness. As board clears go, this one's pretty strong. This one is pretty strong. Veteran Master is the only knight with a tap effect. Thank you for letting us know that.
Made sure I checked.
Yeah, for sure. No, Velmar's Judgment I think is very good. I think it will see play. We've already seen. I like this probably gets slotted into decks that we've seen before, like blue, white, black, Aristella Stun, right? Because it doesn't destroy J rulers. It just destroys demonic J rulers. So things like the Aristella Gundam. Like get to survive past this, that kind of thing. Any J ruler predominantly gets to survive through this, but like
Wolfgang, right? Is Wolfgang a demonic?
On his J ruler side, he's a demonic world, not a demonic.
He's a demonic world.
Yeah, he's a demonic world.
Once.
I'm not searching it.
It feels more like a more balanced Shiva, but starting in the rune deck is a little spooky. Yeah, I think that's a fine way of looking at this card. It feels like a more balanced Shiva, right? Divinity 5 is Divinity 5 is potentially a pretty huge investment. We'll talk about this in a bit. Like we don't really know what the limits of Divinity are. Right now we've seen that Baroost grants Divinity 8. And we saw that, so contracting with Baroost grants Divinity 8, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Nero only has Divinity 1 on his front side, so that's Divinity 9. So, like, this spell from your rune deck takes over half of your Divinity, right? So it's like, okay, like that's a lot. Yeah. But again, this has implications outside of just, I think in Wanderer, this card is worse. I think in Paradox, this card is pretty dang strong, but like can be adapted around in the play environment. It does force you to be like, you got to be cautious with like having a good mix of on the board effects, enter effects, quick cast resonators, being comfortable playing like 1 to 2 resonators to board and then just sticking with them rather than continuing to apply pressure. Like this is definitely an anti-white, anti-weenies rush deck thing because of the whole, particularly because J resonators lose and can't gain swiftness, right? You kind of is a buffer turn too. But I wouldn't be surprised if this card starts to find play outside of rune decks and outside of Divinity ruler decks just in general, especially in Paradox. But I think its influence comes and goes based on how much people adapt to it and how much we see it in the environment. It's something Paradox needed. Yeah, I agree. Paradox needed some board wipes. Like we needed some of them. So I think this is fine. Thoughts from you guys?
Keeping in mind that in Paradox, we do technically have a white mana dork.
Oh, that's true.
So this could potentially get cheaper. In Wanderer, I think it's going to be easier. I mean, it's untouchable. So I don't hate this in decks like Adam Sykart or in Brunhild, especially because it's untouchable.
Yeah.
It seems pretty good.
Yeah. If it
so
stays
there's implications, but it's yeah.
To me, this feels like because I would consider that I think this is more likely to be Paradox legal than not. Because like if we look at like all of the board wipes that they took out of Paradox were mana efficient, one-sided, right? This is potentially mana efficient, but it is two-sided. Like it hits both of you and then carries over. So I do think that like I don't foresee this card not being Paradox legal. It feels like a perfectly fine Paradox board wipe to me.
Mm-hmm. Especially because you're looking at turn 3 at the earliest. If you want no upside,
Right.
and if you want upside, you're tapping out on turn 4. So like you're
And
kind of
again,
wide open without 2 tokens.
I'm gonna go on a hot take here. You can just like stick 2 boards on a body and then play like power and then play combat tricks the deck and win off of 2 creatures. Turns out you don't actually have to kill in 1 turn. You can just grind your opponent out, and that's okay. And playing that strat makes cards like this not feel as good, because then you're like, okay, I lost my 2 dudes. Here's 2 more dudes. Like, because you had them in your hand waiting to be used. Like, you just play smart. So that's fine. Particularly because like this hits both sides and it gets rid of Eternal. Right? So it's not like I can be like, well, I've got a whole board of Eternal guys, so I'll just wipe the board. No. You losing your board too, son. Like it is a reset. So that's just something I think to keep in mind. Speaking of cool spot removal, we have the Scotty, the Evil Piercer Spear. Is a mythic, quick cast, untouchable. Leowolf lives. That's true. You got Leowolf. I'll let you have it. That's quick cast, untouchable. Added Resonator, gains plus 200 first strike and barrier black. Enter, destroy up to 1 target Resonator, total cost 4 or less. If you do, you banish this card. Otherwise, if you don't banish target anything, add this card to the target Resonator you control. So you can throw it in, sack it immediately to pop something, or attach it to something. Whenever added Resonator attacks, you get a 4/4 Light Angel Resonator token with flying in the field. This ability only triggers once per turn, and otherwise you have tap and bestow for double white. I think this card is fantastic. I think it's super cool use of the, like, I think it's very cool. I think it's cool, well designed. I think the fact that you can use it as a spot removal tool or as a thing to attach to. I love additions or regalia, anything with bestow that like has that multi-aspect element. When bestow was first created, bestow was barely ever used because it was like, the only is good if I get it bestowed to something. So I have to cheat it in and then cheat it in at a timing that doesn't usually work and then attach it, or be so far ahead that it doesn't really matter that I'm attaching this. I think the best things with bestow that we've had now have been like multimodal, flexibility, do something when they're attached versus when they're not. Like, it's a cool space to explore with the bestow mechanic, and I really like it a lot. A lot of bestows.
I'm just obviously a big fan of modal cards like this, so
yeah,
I'm a happy camper seeing this. This is a really cool way to do a modal card.
Yeah. And the fact that, again, it's good design, too, because it's like, if you want to use it as spot removal, nothing's stopping you. Use it as spot removal. Just acknowledge that you have to banish it. Like, you threw it, and it's gone. It's stuck in the body of the thing that you killed, and so it's gone. If you didn't
Just not in this picture, though. And the picture went directly through this, whatever this fucking thing is.
If you didn't throw it, it's in your hand. If you didn't throw the spear to kill something, it's in your hand. So you get the bonus from having a weapon in your hand. Like,
you guys taste that? You guys taste the flavor?
Yeah, it's flavor.
Oh,
I like it a lot. Let's do an exclusive. Go ahead, Paul.
Let's do it.
Paul,
I was going to say, I'm not sure how I feel about breakability in my weapons in card games, because I mean, I get that they want me to pick up other weapons and stuff, but I mean, even if it's a really cool weapon, it's just going to break eventually. So,
Paul, just pick up another Bokoblin Club. You'll be fine. I promise.
Do we want black, red, or blue?
Blue.
I want Daddy. I want the Daddy card. We haven't had a forceful Daddy in so long.
He's
correct. I saw Daddy in the pictures.
Yeah, we're going for it. This is the Lonely Rat Breeder. He is a 3-cost human nomadic warlock, a 4/8 that says rat resonators and warlock resonators you control gain Bane. You may play this card from your graveyard by paying 2 black and destroying a resonator you control instead of paying this card's cost. And he can tap to produce 2 200/200 darkness rat resonator tokens into the field. Outnumber, this card has the following text: as long as you control another resonator and more resonators than your opponent. Whenever a resonator you control is destroyed, each other player loses 200 life, and you gain 200 life. Rats.
That's cool.
Rats.
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 On rats. On
Rats.
rats. On rats. Congrash returns. Yeah, Dimension 20 reference there.
Can somebody just hit up Spice 8 Rack and let them know we have? Well, sorry, let it know that we have rats in our game now and a daddy that creates the rats. Is this not just Spice 8 Rack? I'm pretty sure this is just a picture of like Daddy Spice 8 Rack.
Quick, someone who
Like-
he follows on Twitter posted at him and be like, "Hey, rats,
Rats.
rats." I like this card a lot. I think it's pretty
Rats.
cool. I do also want to show off that I do have it in full art. So here's the full art as well. Ta-da! You can see he's having a little campfire with a couple of rats hanging around, and he's cooking a couple other rats.
Oh no!
God.
No! Wait, no!
Yeah, he's cooking rats.
Cooking
Oh,
rats.
Rats, rats,
the-
rats,
some-
rats, rats.
His effect destroy resonator to bring him back. He doesn't see the card get destroyed, does he?
No,
For
no,
his
no.
second
Because
effect?
it's
Okay.
to play him. It's not cheat him in
Right.
by. It's you may play him from graveyard by paying 2 and destroying something rather than
Yeah.
paying 3 from hand. He's cooking his children. Rat baby sacrifice. Man's got to live. He's got to.
You know,
Listen, he's stuck down
this
in
is how you
wherever he
know.
is. He's got to live.
This is how you know D&D is going down a dark road. I mean, when they replace good berry with good rat, this is really, really bad.
Tasty rat.
Really, really bad.
Here we go. Back to the regular
Minus 1 HP per
spoilers.
rat.
minus 1 HP per rat. Back into the spoilers.
Don't need it.
That's what awaits. That's what awaits to you. Failures,
got
the exile,
ex-
and eating rats.
Explosions. We got Explosion reprinted. Now targets blocking J-Res. So now is an upgrade to that card. It now hits J-Res, which is it's always a nice quality of
Now we
life
can do the.
upgrade.
Now we
So
can do the meme again.
Explosion. Rook.
Either that meme or the perfect 5 runes.
Yeah. The Rook Celestial Watcher. I forget what the perfect 5 runes were.
Massive growth. No, wait, sorry. Craving, massive growth. Shit. Hang on, I don't remember these. Keep going.
Okay. Next up, we have
again.
Rook, the Celestial Watcher, a red-white card with Blood Trail. Target J Resonator must block this turn if able, and gains this card can block while rested until end of turn. So that's what Enraging is. So it has Blood Trail. If it attacked, okay, let's
Let's break this
Rook
down.
Egg, Rook Egg has Blood Trail. So if J Resonator's attacked 2 times this turn, it gains Swiftness as it enters the field, and enters the field with 2+1/+1 counters on it. That's one thing. So it'll enter as a 7/5. It also has Enraging, which is when it attacks, something has to block and gains the ability to block this card if able, even while it's rested. And it also has Flying, which, strangely enough, makes the Enraging worthless unless the thing you're enraging has Flying, but go off, King. And then it says this card cannot be canceled. A cool way to answer other flyers. It's a starter deck normal card. I got no problems with this card. It is what it is. It's fine for a starter deck card.
It's a heckin' good art, too.
It is
Jeez.
very cool art. The artwork is very cool. Kelvin does some good work. The last card we have, Enraging is until end of turn. That's true. It can attack something different. Like something else can block. Yeah, you can force something else to block. That's a fair point. You're forcing blocks during all turns. You can attack with another thing. Yeah, for sure. So it taunts.
Oh, because yeah, it targets something else. If you target with another card,
Yeah, so like,
yeah,
so like if
Alejandro, it's not worthless.
so if I swing
It
with
gives
Rook
that
Egg,
thing that effect.
so if I swing with Rook and I target something you have that can't block Rook, but I have something else that can attack, I can then force you to block the other thing that I have to attack with. So in that sense, board control, you got some elements of control. So
Yeah,
this card does,
that's okay.
it does mean to me, I think that this is nice. It does mean this card has value with or without Blood Trail, right? If you can get it without Swiftness, then the Enraging part is still really helpful. If you can get it with Blood Trail and Enraging, like, damn, get some good value there for sure. And it can't be canceled. We love cards that can't be canceled. Next up, we have Heroic Assault. Players cannot chase this card. Divinity 4, 3 cost. Sick artwork. Resonators you control with a Regalia with Bestow added to them gain plus X 100 and multi-strike until end of turn, where X is the number of Regalia with Bestow you control. So that's pretty dope. Especially if something has, like, the thing where it can attack multiple times per turn. And you're like, this thing can attack.
Defiant.
Defiant? It's like, say you have something that has, like, Defiant 4, and you're like, I'll put a thing on him. He can attack 4 times with multi-strike and has 3 things, and I control 3 things with Bestow, so he's getting plus 300 attack. Good luck. Yeah! Terrifying. Heroic Assault plus Defiant is spicy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Very cool.
But I think I remembered the perfect
5?
runes.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think it was Craving, Invitation, Massive Growth, Explosion, Rain of Tears.
Okay. Moving on.
Oh gosh.
Totally illegal for any fire ruler to have that, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have Fugitive Mercenary of Praxeris, a 2-cost human knight, 7/5 with Defiant 1. So essentially just vigilance at this point in time. It can attack once but doesn't tap. Has first strike. I like things having first strike. Whenever a Regalia with Bestow enters the field, draw a card. That seems pretty good. By the way, it doesn't say whenever enters the field under your control. It just says whenever a Regalia with
neat.
Bestow enters the field, draw a card. So, like, that's a thing. Rune, white and red. Pay 0. Target an entity you control with Bestow. Not added to this card. Add a target entity you control with Bestow, not added to this card, Play this ability twice per turn. So he gets to equip things for free.
If you're
It's
at
really
Rune,
freaking good.
if you're at Rune, white, red.
One white rune and a different red rune revealed. You get rune to this rune.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Like, pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's gonna be a powerhouse card of the starter deck for sure.
I've heard good things about Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah,
for
give
sure.
this thing Scotty, and all of a sudden it's a 9/5 with first strike and barrier to black. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not bad.
It's pretty good.
And then when it attacks, you get a 4/4.
Yeah.
And also, if you use Scotty as spot removal, you still draw the card off of him.
Yep. You also draw a card because a Regalia with Bestow entered the field. Yep. Good point.
Pretty cute.
Next up,
It's all right. It's all right.
Next up, we're going to talk about our Warden for the white deck. This is the Knight of the Setting Sun, Lionel. This is a Knight Saint, 2 white. Pay 1, willpower over 1. Put a 2/2 Knight Light Resonator token into the field and gain 3 life. For also a willpower of 1, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on every J Resonator you control. If 6 +1/+1 counters on entities this way, so if you got 3 things, essentially, you get an extra willpower on this card. So you can gain 2 willpower. And he can Judgment for 1 if he has 6 willpower on it, at which point in time he flips into Lionel, the Heroic Knight of Velmaria. This card art is sick, by the way.
Amazing.
This card art is so good. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. 12/12 with -2 willpower to give for effects of abilities of entities with Bestow. Treat this card as a resonator, so it can become
end of game.
essentially it can bestow to stuff, and add all entities with Bestow to this card. Keep in mind that again does not say you control. It just says all entities with Bestow come to him.
That's really funny.
Slurp your weapons.
And also, I really like the fact that this is entities with Bestow and not just Regalia. Like,
yeah, just take them all.
The card did.
You have additions?
Great.
I'll take those two. Like,
delicious.
With -4 willpower, entities you control gain Eternal. This card cannot lose its abilities, and this card cannot be banished, expelled, or removed from the game until end of game. That ultimate is so cracked.
So
pray the Lionel never flips.
Rune.
Just
then
like,
I flip my rune that blows up the board, and because I can't lose abilities.
Yeah, that will with Velmaria's Blessing. Yes, that is true. That will be gross. Yes. That is a one-sided board.
Just gonna
wipe
steal
with
your
Lionel.
kimonos, yeah. Just gonna... mine. I win the game.
Somehow find a way to give him somehow find a way to make him instant speed, and as you're going to bestow the last kimono, he just goes that and sucks them all, and he wins the game instead.
Dibs.
Take them all, he goes Omni Slash at the opponent. Yeah. Then he has Defiant 2, Barrier, total cost 2 or less, and he's a 12/12. This guy's a beast. Like, there's a reason why
actually he's a hero knight.
okay, got
lion
it.
and saint.
I understand. I'm
That's a great question, Dan. I have no idea.
We need to wait for the CR to turn. How about I imagine
Unless Alejandro wants to give us some spoilers.
Alejandro's just going to tell us to wait for the CR. My speculation is that a Warden or its J Ruler side can use a willpower ability once per turn, whether that be a gain or a minus. So my thought would be that this card can gain 2, flip, and then would have to wait until the following turn to do its -4. So you have a chance
And I would
to
imagine
be able to attack it, reduce it.
The will pump effect is probably sorcery speed.
I imagine willpower effects are all sorcery speed. I can't imagine any of them are instant speed. Because they would be different entities. Technically, a
Different cards.
Warden is not an
Let's see.
entity. So
Yeah, you mean
shit.
cards, Dan. They're different cards, quote unquote.
we'll have to wait and see how the CR works. We also still need to wait and see exactly how I can remove willpower. We know that some way we're going to be able to remove willpower. Alejandro mentioned last week this idea of like you could attack convoked rulers in ABC format when we asked about it. So there's probably something to do with removing willpower. The based on how that works, that's going to add a whole new layer to like board control and like the resource value of attacking to force a will that I am like really excited to explore with like playing with Wardens. Because keep in mind, both the Wardens we've seen so far don't care about what your ruler is. Just play them. I'm gonna put
I
Morgana.
like that.
I'm gonna put Morgana in Fox. Like
Oh, Jeremy, you
Put
putting
Morgana in a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna put
put Rat
Morgana in
Boy
a
in
lot of
Fox?
decks.
Jeremy, you gonna put Rat Boy in Fox? That's a lot of
I don't,
bodies.
I don't really need that many, to be perfectly honest. I don't actually. You know what? Maybe.
Imagine the body horror possibilities of just a chimera coming out of a rat.
He's already eating the rats, dude. It doesn't need much.
If I'm already
tweak.
like, I got a long Tony in hand, so I'm gonna crack. I got a long Tony in hand. I'm gonna crack the long Tony I have on field to play Rat Breeder. And then on my opponent's turn, I'm gonna flash in the second long Tony, tap the Rat Breeder to make 2 rat tokens, sack the rat token and the long Tony to make a. I mean, it's genius. We're getting somewhere.
Now we're cooking.
We're cooking. Last dice of a powerless Dragonoid. Morgana goes in everything.
Is that-
Yeah. Well, we have to wonder how
If it's
willpower.
counters.
If it is counters, Last Days of a Powerless Dragonoid would be helpful on the J rulers. Keep in mind, Wardens are not rulers. We have to figure out exactly how these guys are going to work, and the CR will help explain that. Let's do another exclusive. Paul, do you want red or blue?
Blue.
Blue it is.
Always blue.
This is a blue card. That Who Is Many, done by Wednesday for artwork. It is a 2 blue demon snake, mythic, untouchable, Vileborn 2. As an additional cost to play this card, return a resonator or a glyph addition you control to its owner's hand. Nest of Snakes. Whenever another player plays a non-resonator spell, put a token copy of this card into the field without copying mythic. For each spell, only 1 Nest of Snakes trigger per player, and only if there are exactly 2 players in the game. Every time they cast a spell. I do have a question for Alejandro here.
Well, that's for
This
sure.
specifically with regards to the token copy losing mythic, this does mean that the first time it's copied, you have to lose the first That Who Is Many, because that one still has mythic. Right? So the actual multiplying happens starting when the clone is then cloned, right? I think would be my
Why
understanding.
does this thing even have Mythic if it has this ability?
The original retains Mythic, and then tokens have not. But I'm pretty sure the way Mythic works is Mythic entity of the same name with Mythic. Can someone go look up the CR exact reference of Mythic? Because if it is
I can look
entity
it up.
of the same name with Mythic, then that would make sense. Yes, Azure Spirit says the entity of the same name with Mythic. Okay, cool. So it doesn't actually sack the first one because the new one doesn't have Mythic. So as such, you need 2 entities with the same name and Mythic. So losing Mythic does protect it. Okay, that makes sense. This card is super cool. If it's targeted by any non-resonator, whenever another player plays a non-resonator spell, bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop, and
Once
then
per
bloop.
turn.
Oh no! Keep in mind, for each spell. So for each individual spell played, you get another one of these guys. This is crazy.
Was that intentional?
I think that's the whole point of it, is that it will get out of control very quickly if you even try to go after them. Like,
Oh, hey. It's a 2 cost.
the copies don't have Nest of Snakes, thankfully.
Actually, they do.
They do, but only 1 Nest of Snakes triggers per player. So even if I have 4 things with Nest of Snakes, only 1 of them will trigger and then make me another thing.
Gotcha.
So it
That's
doesn't.
why it has that text.
Yeah.
So you're not doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
goes from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 for every non. It only goes up by 1. It's not exponential. But it is a 2-drop. Alejandro makes a point. It's a 2-drop water resonator ball.
Oh. Yes.
Opponent, how many snakes do you
Yes,
have?
yes, baby.
Answer, yes.
Oh, this is gonna be the new Ristic study.
yes.
The new
Let's
Ristic
go.
study.
We're
You're
gonna throw
play a
snakes at
card?
the opponent.
Okay, snake. You're gonna play a card? All right, snake.
Yeah.
Snake man.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. I think it's very cool. I read it for my preview stuff, and I was like, okay, I like this a lot. It's very
All you need is
cool
1
card.
copy. All you need is 1 copy.
Literally a single copy. It's got untouchable. If it gets targeted, it's got Vileborn, which means all of the tokens have Vileborn too, by the way. And even if you cast
And
something,
then it'll.
and then when you
Yeah.
try to kill it, it will then make another copy of itself. So then that one sticks around, and you're like, wait a minute, it's too many
Snake.
damn snakes.
Snake. Snake.
That's all we
Snake.
need, Pat. We just
Snake.
need 1.
Snake.
Um,
Snake. Snake.
Can you
We can-
give
we can-
this
we can
card
play-
red and the Errati erased to Therion Morphit? I mean, I guess.
Stop.
Wait.
Time to Velmar's Judgment. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's interesting. He does
Yeah,
point out
imagine-
it. This is a
imagine
cool
that.
thing. Alejandro says, time to Velmar's Judgment, which is flavorful if we read the flavor of this water demon. Specifically, it says, it was Velmar herself who defeated this demon the first time, and no one has been able to do it since. Very flavorful. I would like to also point out that there is.
Building.
I would also like to point out that there is a 1-cost quick cast card in Paradox that does not target this card and will kill every single copy all at once on the turn it enters. It is called 1-hit KO Anesthesia. I'd like to advocate, as usual, that card is very good, and it will be very good against this card. Because if you can just respond to them casting this, let it hit board, and then go 1 hit, then the new one is generated, and then all of them get killed. Let's go! We kill things. This guy's like Rat King with snakes. I love Price to Pay. It has Mythic,
Snake
that's
Man.
true. Price to Pay will be also very good against this. Yes, for sure. It's just a ball of snakes. Oops, all demons. Okay, back to the spoilers. Evil clusters.
This must be Alice. Oh. Ah.
Let's
Well, actually,
talk-
technically speaking, Alice is also a demon and a snake. So
That's true.
who's
She
snake?
is. That's true. Let's talk about the pre-release promo. So I gotta do some work here to make it visible because of how I grabbed it. So let me do some work here real quick.
Crop job to end all crop jobs. Let's go.
This is taking attendance. This is not the buy a box promo. This is the pre-release promo, which means it's in the main set. You pay 2. It's a 2-cost Divinity 2 Chant Rune. You can pay 1 white and 1 black less if it's your first spell named taking attendance you play this game. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You get a Light Resonator card from among them and put it into your hand. If you control a dual attribute Light Darkness class rep J ruler, so J/ruler, reveal a dual attribute Light Darkness student Resonator card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. If I'm understanding the lore right, because the lore article's dropped for all of Evil Cluster 1, this is a Symphony card. It's what the vibe that I got was. And Symphony's the one on the card art. So it's very cool card art. I will look to see what the regular card art is to see if I like the buy a box or the pre-release promo better. And I will put my merits and judgment on how good this card is when I see what Symphony does.
I mean, if I read this card right, that like for Symphony, if it's the first one you play this game,
Grab 2 things for
you
free?
just draw 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As long as you hit them.
All right. Bet.
Yeah. Next up we have the buy a box promo. This is, I gotta do a change of the cropping again on this one so we can see it better. Top crop goes on.
It's just an L100 like Symphony is gonna be the best ruler. No bias.
No bias at all.
No bias. No bias at all.
So this is the map of Axprin, which is the country that we're in, the world that we're in. Enter.
Map of Aspirin.
This
Very
is
good.
a 1 void regalia. Enter target resonator, gains J resonators your opponent controls, cannot block this card until end of turn, so it's an unblockable thing. Tap, look at the top card of your Magic Stone deck. You can put it on the bottom of your Magic Stone deck. Awesome.
Yeah.
And tap, banish this card for C1 at the end of the next turn. Draw a card. Or, end of the next turn.
I love Mishra's Bobble.
End of the next turn, which is important to keep in mind there. It's not the next end of turn. It's at the end of the next turn. And then it has solo mode, Dangerous Journey. At the beginning of your turn, if you don't control a card named Map of Axprin, add this card from your hand into the field. Each turn, only 1 Dangerous Journey ability triggers per player. This is pretty cool.
That ability is actually really cool. The fact that like solo mode rulers will get like the ability to just kind of like scour through their Magic Stone deck.
Yeah, this does
That's
kind of strangely
really nice.
feel. This does kind of strangely feel like it might be like, I don't know, like an odd, like I don't know, like a 3 of in most solo mode decks, because it's kind of deck thinning and stone fixing, because it like can just cheat itself
a
in at the
helpful card.
beginning of turn. Like it's just a helper card. Seems pretty good. So at the beginning.
This also fun stuff. Also, more things to put in with Regalia Beast and Wanderer, so you can generate more will.
Let's
Whoa!
go.
Let's go.
This is also a new toy for the Void ABC deck. Yeah, because this also means that the Void ABC deck can be like, let me find my Tron Stones really quick.
Robert Green's so right though. If they don't make a dual player like mat with this map on it in some way, shape, or form,
Oh yeah,
that's a travesty.
what a
Lord
mistake.
note. There are multiple places on this map that are X'd out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't know what's going on here. There's some lore here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, for next Foul Fest, I assume we're gonna have a double player mat with this artwork.
I don't
on it.
know, maybe
Please?
we'll see if I can get the artwork for
Please?
it. That'd be kind of cool. That would be kind of sick.
This suggests to me history. Things happened before this moment.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the continent is bigger than
Continent's
the
Yeah,
map.
bigger than
Yeah,
that
that
map.
makes sense. It's kind of like the Seven Kings map from back in the day. It's cool to see it. I like the world building of like being able to see what the world is, right? Not just like assume.
Yeah, like having maps of stuff in this sort of card game is like, it just adds so much.
Yeah, it's nice.
It adds so much.
Okay. Let's talk about Nero. We have the Half-Blood Prodigy Nero. He is a Devil Student Warlock.
so cute.
Blue-green. Divinity 1. Totally called it, like we said last week, that the students were going to have incredibly low divinity and require the pact to make them want to have good divinity. Whenever a non-token resonator enters the field or at end of turn, you put a Nexus counter on this card. Keep in mind that's whenever either player puts a non-token resonator into the field and at the end of every turn. He gets a Nexus counter. Invisible Friends. Remove X Nexus counters from this card. X cannot be 0 or 1. You get an X100 dual attribute Water Wind Singularity Resonator token into the field. If X is 4 and you aren't the turn player, draw a card. Play only one Invisible Friends ability per turn. He's a token generator. Pretty nice. Judgment for blue and green if you control a card with Pact in your extension rule area. So like we thought, he wants to Pact if he wants to be able to flip. Let's look at that J-Ruler side. This is Nero, Catalyst of the Impossible, a 9/10 Divinity 3 with Imperishable, Aegis, and Vileborn 4. Enter, put X100 dual attribute Water Wind Singularity Resonator tokens into the field, where X is the number of times a 400 Singularity Resonator token entered the field this game, multiplied by 4. So if you
I don't like the way that text is worded.
Essentially if you put one 4/4 Resonator token into the field, when he flips, you get 4 4/4 Singularity tokens. If you put 3 4/4 Resonator tokens on his front side into the field, you get 12 Singularity tokens when he flips. Algebra! Let's
Algebra
go.
game.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you can pay 2 and remove 4 Nexus counters from this card. Trigger this card's enter abilities. Quadruple the attack and defense that were put into the field before this ability resolves until end of game. My man just spewing out tokens. Just
to be fair, the fact that you have to make sure that this is like with the contract.
Yeah, the Pact.
Like
right.
Yeah, the Pact.
And he gets also bumped up to Divinity 3. So if he plays with Baroost, he would be Divinity 11 after flipping.
Yeah.
Can I claim this?
I mean, listen. I knew you were going to be the one to play this for the channel. Like, it's fine. I accepted that I wasn't going to get to play Nero.
I appreciate it, buddy. This is amazing.
Listen,
The best card is next.
I wasn't going to get to play Nero for the channel, and I'm sad about it. But I knew that was happening, so it's fine.
Real talk, let me read something real quick. I feel
Go for it.
So. This card, I feel like it could have been done in a much more...
Oh, if we're getting into language nuances, I'm going into the next card.
You can start going into the next one. I'm just wondering about the singularity counters.
Let's talk about Hollow is next, right? Hollow next? Yes, Hollow is...
This
is Hollow. Crystalline Doppelganger. 1 blue, 1 green, Avatar or Magic Life Form, 1/4 with Overgrowth, Precision, and Vileborn 3. If the total cost of this card is in the field is checked, it will always be total cost 1. In Perfect Reflection for 0, choose a Resonator. This card becomes a copy of the chosen Resonator and gains all abilities of this card until the end of game. Only 1 Imperfection ability triggers per turn. Trigger this card's enter abilities, put a Nexus counter on a J-Ruler. So you can copy something and then re-trigger that thing's enter effect by paying will into it. And put a Nexus counter on it.
I was wrong. This is Oopie Goopy.
This is, in fact, Oopie Goopy. I know that it's banned.
Nero is General Munchkin, man.
Listen, I know that it's banned. This card rocks. I can't wait to see the combos figure out with this guy. Yeah, I think he's very cool. I know that the card is banned, but 2-drop enter effect Melfi that produces 2 will.
Oh!
Can you imagine?
Oh!
With Hollow.
You just infinite Nexus counters.
I'd like to produce infinite Nexus counters, please.
And I would like to make infinite tokens. Can I make infinite number of infinity tokens?
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Sorry, infinity 100 tokens.
Just remember the copies don't stack. So when he copies something else, he doesn't continue to carry the abilities of the first thing he copied. He will only ever copy one thing and then also grant it the abilities of Hollow. The CR works to establish that. So Melfi would draw you out because she draws a card. Not if I don't do it during the draw phase. She'll deck me out, and then I'll win the game that turn anyway.
So the way this card is worded, it says choose a Resonator.
Mm-hmm.
So the card has to already be in the field. Does it then trigger the enter effects of that card because
No.
it's already in the field?
No, that's why the activate ability is there, to pay 2 and re-trigger its enter abilities of the thing that it's copied. So it's like, oh, that's a nice enter
That's
effect.
what we're talking about.
Okay. That's a nice enter effect. Would be a shame if I copied it and then re-triggered it. Yeah. Hollow's going to be bonkers. Like, Hollow's going to be
this guy.
bonkers, which is very cool.
They are hollow.
They are. They are hollow.
There is not one. They are all Oopie Goopy.
The Oopie Goofs. Yeah, very.
Oopie Goopy is one person.
They're open and gooping.
Yeah, for sure. I can see Hollow in 0. I can see Hollow in like almost anything. Like, but I would. Are you blue green? There is Hollow in your deck. It's kind of crazy. Let's, before we go any further, do one more exclusive spoiler. We'll do the red one, and then we'll have one more after that, which will have quite some interesting implications. This is Gark. He is the lord of the
Gark.
He is the lord of the fumaroles. He's a 2-cost beast demon giant for 8/6. Blood Trail and Bloodlust. Whenever he deals battle damage to a player, destroy target magic stone. Its controller searches their deck for a magic stone and puts it into the field rested, then shuffles their magic stone deck. You can banish an addition, a glyph addition, to put it from your graveyard into your hand, only if it's in your graveyard. And you can pay 3 red and banish this card to deal 800 damage to each resonator. You may pay 1 red less to play this ability for each magic stone that left the field this turn. From either side of the field, mind you. That's Gark.
That's Gark.
Garkum.
Bro's a giant.
He is huge. The fact that there is a person being thrown from his mouth for scale. And
he's a race giant.
He's also race giant. Yeah. The fact that there is a person being thrown from his mouth is nuts.
Oh.
I really like that.
Isn't there the blue card that recovers a giant?
There's a blue card that recovers a giant. There's a black card that searches a giant.
There's a blue card that searches, and
we garking him.
Oh, we're garking. We're garking hard. who up garking their fumaroles right now, ladies and gents?
Gark him.
All right.
Bro, he's a beast. He has the most support. Yeah, for sure. Gark.
All right, I think I know what sword posting is being changed.
Yeah, it's definitely Gark posting.
Jeremy, can you just?
I'll give you the image.
Card?
Yeah, I'll give you the image so we can turn it to Gark.
I need this.
Gark posting. Let's go. Garking them. Okay, so let's go into more Nero support. We got the 1,000 Fractured Reflections, aka side grade mirror for green decks. This is a quick cast Remnant Divinity 4 chant rune. You can expel a wind card in your hand rather than pay this card's cost if you have not played any spells or activate abilities this turn. And no player controls 2 or more magic stones if you do draw a card. I would like to point out, Alejandro's in the chat, so I have to clarify here. It does say spells or activate abilities this turn. It doesn't say non-will activate abilities this turn.
Oh.
So it does mean that, like, you can't have even floated will if you want to do the free mode of this card, if I'm reading it correctly. So Alejandro, correct me if I'm wrong there. And if no player controls 2 or more cards, if you do that, you draw a card. You pay 1 blue less to play this card if this card was played from a hand. Choose up to 2. Cancel an activate ability whose source is not a warden. Cancel target spell not named 1,000 Fractured Reflections that was paid without paying more than 1 will. So again, an apt comparison of this card is it's a comparison to Mirror. It has an expel mode. It has Remnant and Quick Cast. It can target things that were played for 1 less. It can hit activate abilities. It can hit multiple things and has a Remnant. The downside to it is that it doesn't have Untouchable. And if you try to play it with Remnant, it has higher cost, and it only draws a card if you do the expel mode. Mirror at least could do the lock to main faces draw card element at any point in time. This doesn't have that ability there. That text is exactly like the one in Cursed Mirror, so not even will abilities. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Doesn't draw back up off like Mirror. Yeah, those kinds of things. Perfect. Thank you for clarifying for this for me. Just for a sec.
unless you're in Utsune's and you can cast it from grave and draw a card.
I mean, this is certainly a very good card for Utsune's. I consider this card, like I said, I think this card is side grade mirror for wind decks. Is that fair? Like, I think it fills a similar
That's fair.
niche. It feels a similar niche to mirror. Does some things better than mirror. It does some things worse than mirror. Side grade mirror.
Yeah, it's comparable.
Yeah. This is protecting my fate trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, me over here in Fox being like, try to cancel my fate trigger now. Except most people don't. Most people don't cancel the fate trigger from Fox. You cancel the thing to stop them from getting a free stone when they judgment Fox on one. And then you're like, oh, poop. Play mirror and this. Critical mass of cancel.deck. We've gone through that phase before where people thought play every cancel.deck is what you needed to do. I don't know. I think this card's fine. This card could signal that we could see a mirror combo, like a mirror ban out of Paradox. Potentially, right? Because we'll have like a Paradox equivalent that's a little bit more fair. I could see that coming. Not for Wanderer, though. But again, that's pure speculation. I have no information regarding that.
Yeah.
Next up we have Sealed Glyph of Infinite Loop. This is a 2-cost addition rune glyph, Divinity 7. Quick cast. Enter, expel this card. If you do, remove target non-resonator spell from the game. If you remove a chant this way, it gains this card cannot be moved to another zone, and its owner cannot play cards that share a name with the chosen target as long as it's in a removed area. For effects of dual attribute water wind rulers or water wind entities you control, treat this card as a resonator of total cost 3 in all areas. You may play a Nexus counter on a J ruler rather than play this card's cost if another player controls a spell that was played without paying will. That last line works for any solo mode ruler. Any of them. And then the dual attribute elements is great for Nero because it means that it's a resonator that enters the field, so he gets a Nexus counter. And then as it sticks in the field, you could like respond to I don't necessarily, because its enter effect expels something, I'm not entirely sure of the 3 or less element about it. I might be missing something there. But it giving Nero a counter when it enters the field, I think, is really relevant. Potentially gets you 2. Like, if you cast it with Nero, hit targeting a free spell, right? Then it's 1 for casting it and another for it entering. So you can copy it with Hollow, but it's going to be... Like, its enter effect expels it. So, like, why would you copy it with... Why would you copy it with Hollow? Because you need this card. I don't know. I guess you could copy it in response to its enter effect and then have Hollow be able to be another cancel spell. I guess. The 3 cost is to search it with Rana. Yeah, we'll talk to Rana. We'll talk about Rana. That's probably what it's more about, because it is in all zones. Rana, I barely know her. This card's very cool. I like it. It's anti-free spell tech, right? Other than that, it's a 2-cost spot removal, or 2-cost cancel, which I think 2-cost cancels are fine. I think it's fine. The fact that it's anti-free spell is nice.
I love this card.
Go off, King. Go off, King. Talk more.
I love this card so much. It's just like another axis of play for blue and green decks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll recognize that this is an addition, so Falchion likes this.
Mm-hmm.
It's quick cast, so Falchion really likes this. There's just, oh my gosh, there's just so many good things about this. I love it. That's all I got.
Mike, you have any thoughts?
No, this card is awesome.
Yeah.
I like every single thing about it. I like that it's like an upside for you to get the effect when it's being paid for free if you are Nero, and if you're not, then you still enjoy getting your
Ooh, that's a point.
free counterspell.
Otherworld Dreams with this sitting in the rune deck seems good. It's expensive though.
Ooh.
Divinity 7. You have to have, so that being said, you have to have Divinity 7 available to flip and cast this card. It then comes out of your rune deck, so then you free up the divinity. But you have to have the divinity available first, which is important.
Yeah.
This stops uppercut and mastery spells, just saying. That's great.
Thank you.
Please don't have that justify not banning uppercut and new plan out of Paradox. Please let that not be a justification. Let's just get those out of Paradox. It's great that we have this. Also get them out of Paradox. Great. Glad we had this talk. Thank you for coming to my TikTok. Let's talk about, got 2 more cards to talk about, and then we got our last card to talk about. This is Rana, the Tormented Mother. 2 blue, 1 green, 6/8 untouchable Aegis. Tap, banish another Resonator. Search your deck for a mono attribute water, mono attribute wind, or dual attribute water wind Resonator of total cost X+1. Search, put it into the field, and shuffle your deck, where X is the total cost of Resonator banished this way. Put an X's counter on a J ruler. Rune blue green, pay blue or play green. Recover this card once per turn. So you can sack 2 drops to go get, or sack 1 drops to get 2 drops. Like the addition. Or sorry, no. To get the addition, you'd have to sack a 2 drop because it's considered a 3 drop Resonator in deck for the purposes of Nero. But my guy Nero is going to be complicated. Paul, good luck. You got to figure it out. We gave you the math. We gave you the math deck. You can math this time.
I like math.
Math. This card is very good. As a 3-drop, with the value that you will get off of it and it having natural untouchable in Aegis, like, this is a card that you're going to play at least 3 copies of in Nero, regardless of how you're building Nero. Like, hands down, you're going to play 3 copies of this card. It's a normal. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if this was one of his supers. Like, how good this is going to be for Nero. It's a little on the slow side, but once it gets there, it's hard as hell to remove, and it opens up the flexibilities for what Nero can do insanely well. Also point out, this card does not have a named activate ability, which means if you have multiple Rana, you can use multiple Rana in 1 turn. So, like, the ins and outs of that deck are going to be insane. Black Witch is an anti-search tech is going to be very good against Nero because he's going to be going into the deck a lot. Rana, grab Drywing, recover your stones, pay 1 to recover, sack Drywing for a 4-drop. Yep, that's a line. Addition, play 2, sack it to grave for a 4 cost. That's better for you for the cancel. Yeah, for sure. Heard you like Birthing Pod. Here's one like it in Foul. Yeah, for sure. This card is very good. Very good. Very fairly costed, I think, at the 3-drop slot. Like, it takes you time to get there. Has to have another Resonator to be able to, make it work. You can still turn her off with things that prevent activate abilities, like Fates Reunited, right? Like, there's counterplay to her, but, like, she is a justifiable 3-drop to play in Nero, especially since Nero is naturally generating bodies on his own, right? Off of his front side. This card's very good. Sacks the tokens to suddenly make 1-drops like Lorite or things like that. Can turn Butterfly can help against Rana. Yeah. Curse a touch of moon butterflies. Very good against Rana. No Sargite. Sack a singularity token into Lorite, Lorite into Hollow. Yeah, for sure. Toolbox. We have a new Priscia box, and her name is Rana.
Run a box.
Rana box. Let's go.
Rana box.
Nero box. Let's do it. And now we have the Manifested Paradoxical Maiden, aka Flute. Somehow
It's blue.
it flute. This is a quick cast, mythic quick cast untouchable Aegis 5/7. Players gain, you pay Y more to play spells and activate abilities, where Y is the combined number of spells and activate abilities you play this turn. So it's Solaria's Wind plus for both players at all times. The first time you would put any number of counters on a dual attribute water, wind, J ruler this turn, put that many counters plus X on it instead. Enter, cancel target enter ability of a resonator or an activate ability. If you do, player cannot play activate abilities whose source shares a name with the canceled ability source as long as this card is in the field. This card will be very hard to get rid of because it has Aegis. I would like to point out, though, that currently with Baroost, this card will lose Quick Cast. So keep that in mind. Strength goes down if you're trying to play this with Nero. That being said, just in general, this card's pretty dang good. Solaria's Wind, you'll see in the feature match this week, especially with Otherworld Dreams, has some interesting implications. And so then when you partner it with... So having it active all the time is strange. I talked about this earlier with Paul. This effect is significantly more balanced than you think it is than Solaria's Wind because it's active constantly. The thing about Solaria's Wind, as you'll watch in the video this week, is that because you can control when the tap ability of Solaria's Wind is put on the chase, you can absolutely chase abuse. She just says, nah, we just taxing, which is an important thing to note, the distinction of these two cards. You're not worried about that. We probably will be getting more packs. Let me be very clear. We're probably getting more packs. I'm just saying, like, as it stands right now, there is a way for her to lose Quick Cast. And she's also just decent in other decks, too. Better Solaria's Wind on a cancel on a body. Yeah, this card is very good. You cannot price to pay this Maiden. That's true, because she has Aegis. So you can't target it with price to pay.
Interesting question. When you convoke a ruler in ABC, it comes in with counters, right?
Yeah, 3 of them.
So if Manifested Paradoxical Maiden is on the field and you convoke in a water, wind,
you would get one extra. You probably would get one extra convoke counter, or X extra convoke counters.
It's not good. It's funny.
Yeah, Aegis is a keyword that I kind of talked about this when we mentioned the keyword before. Aegis is going to force us to diversify removal. Like we're going to see a rise in tap ability based resonators come back in a big way in this cluster. Like Aegis is going to force that to be a thing, right? And like
remind us what Aegis protects us against.
Aegis specifically says that this card cannot be targeted by cards with quick cast or entities your opponent controls that entered the field this turn. So enter effect-based removal and quick cast-based removal do not work on these cards. So you need sorcery speed spot removal or tap ability, activate ability, later turns based spot removal, which we do actually have a surprising amount of. Like, I think you'd be surprised exactly how much we actually have. It's just, also things that say choose another resonator will clearly get around Aegis as well because it's not targeting, it's choice. Like, we have ways around Aegis, but the existence of Aegis will force diversified removal. Heteroclite Excalibur, I think, might legitimately see come back in play in a huge way starting this next set. Like, 1 black, kill something. Like, spells like that, I could see coming... Remove a thing. I could see coming back in a huge way in Wanderer. It doesn't work with convoke counters per rule 1171.5. Sorry, Mike.
Edge.
You can kill the Maiden with Girl Staring At into a removal. That is true. Girl Staring At is also very good against Manifested Maiden. Yep. I mean, this card is Solaria's Wind on legs, less abusable, plus upside, because it has an enter effect as well. That's fine. And it's also got even more benefit for Nero, because he wants paradox counters. Okay. Like, that's fine for me. Hollow can copy this to start locking out opponents' abilities. Yep. You could also have... So, in that point in time, Hollow becomes a copy of it, so he would also have Mythic at that point in time, and he would be a manifested paradoxical Maiden. So if Hollow copies Maiden, you have to sack one of them immediately, because he becomes her, and with all of her abilities. So he would have Mythic.
don't do that.
So you can do it, and then you have to either sack her or sack Maiden or sack Hollow.
Like 95% of the time, you never want to do that. So
He doesn't gain
95%
Mythic.
of
Yeah,
the
why would
time,
he
no.
not gain Mythic? He becomes a copy of them with all of their abilities, and then gains the abilities of himself. Mythic isn't an ability? Pretty sure Mythic's a keyword, which means it's an ability.
Mythic is in fact a keyword. Yeah.
Alejandro's in the chat. He'll correct us if we're wrong, which I'm totally fine being wrong
Yeah.
with.
He'll rule.
Alejandro, we summon thee. Clarify, because I can't pull up the CR right now. While we wait for that, why don't we talk about the last exclusive spoiler? Anybody ready? You guys want? You want it?
Let's go.
Okay. This card is the angel that we showed off on the teaser earlier today. This is Puciel, Archangel of Purity. We are also going to call her Nope Angel, which you'll see why in a minute. She is a 3-cost Angel Punisher Saint Valkyrie for 5/9, Quick Cast Defiant, Flying Drain, Barrier, black and red. Boy, howdy is she a 3-drop. Players cannot chase this card or its abilities. Yep.
Boy, howdy, is she a 3-drop.
Boy, howdy, she a 3-drop. So whenever a non-resonator fire spell or fire ability you don't control deals damage to you, or whenever you lose life by a darkness effect or a darkness ability you don't control, you gain 600 life. That's unchaseable. God's Art Divine Intervention for 1 white. Pay 1 white, reveal this card from your hand. If this turn you lost 1,500 life due to battle damage, loss of life effects, or abilities from sources you don't control, and you control 2 or less magic stones, put this card from your hand into the field. Your life becomes 3,000. This is called Nope Angel. She just goes, nope. Were you trying to FTK me? Nope. Like, stop. This card is really good in sideboards. Like, this card is I already was trying to collect a playset in Uber of the side grade mirror. I will also be trying to collect a playset of mirror of Nope Angel. Like, in Uber. Like, this card is very good in sideboards. And then it will immediately become not good as soon as people adjust to it and, like, don't play that way. But the threat of her will always be in existence for yeah. But it loses against double dodgy. Yeah. Sure. You got it. It loses against double dodgy.
Mole, real good.
You got it. Listen, I'm there for it.
That's true.
This angel's chasing Jesway to strike him down for his cheese. I mean, like, this card, just a split Lumia for Paradox. I'd argue that it's better than split Lumia for Paradox because you can't chase it or its abilities. So you just are like, no. My life is 3,000 now. You can't chase the God's Art. You can't chase the Enter effect. Like, get wrecked, nerd. Yeah. Cards real good based on the meta, which is why I'm like, this is a sideboard card, which is fine. I like cards that are kind of like destined to be good in the sideboards, right? I think that's why we have sideboards. It's nice. Mike, any thoughts about Nope Angel?
Nope. That's the thought.
Hey. That's true. You have to have it in hand when you take all the damage, like Lumia. Yeah, 100%. I agree. It certainly is a Lumia replacement, but it's better. And it's probably better for Paradox than anything else. But, like, even in Wanderer, this card has massive implications. I mean, hell, we were just watching, like, this ridiculousness that is combo Luminaries in Wanderer. Like, now they have to deal with... Combo Luminaries now have to deal with Nope Angel and Kusriel, which is the angel that gets cheaper for every card that your opponent casts this turn. So, like, slow down. These cards are like, slow down.
Stop it.
You cannot burn me to death.
Nothing of
that's
this.
the nope.
Nothing on this screams nope. Yeah, it's saying nope to any like cheese kill me fast strats. It's saying like nope. I see that
It's
you
saying
tried
nope specifically to Steven Justwing.
3-mana mid range
Steven?
win con. Yeah. More tools against
Stop.
red. No, it's this
The
card
name
is
of the
specific.
Lord,
This
stop.
is saying nope to Stephen Jesswain and to Jeremy Lindley. Specifically those
There
two.
you
It's
go.
saying stop. 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 Stop.
I'm surprised they haven't just printed a card that says barrier Steven Justwing.
This is barrier Stephen.
Like, they might as well at this point.
If your opponent's
I'm
name is
waiting.
Stephen Jesswain, if your opponent's name is Stephen Jesswain, they lose the game. Like
No,
Steven
and
has
then
to-
there's going to be a card.
Stephen has to
and then there's gonna
legally
be a
change
card
his
that you
name to
Yeah.
be.
And then there's a card that's and there's a card you can play any number of in your deck, and it's barrier Minha.
There you go.
If your
That's
opponent
true.
has a birth certificate with the name Stephen Jesswine on it,
This
so
card
then
never
everyone
changes.
can grant birth certificates to Force of Will events.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous. I like this card a lot. I think it's great. I think it's cool design wise. I mean, it's as a 3, even as a 3-drop, like it's a pretty strong 3-drop quick cast resonator, right? Defiant 2, flying drain barrier, like, and some buffer protection. Like that's this can hit for 1,000 in the air without having to tap. And that's drain 1,000. Like that's a strong 3-drop resonator. It just has the added benefit of being a really good sideboard card to be like, no, I don't want to deal with that. And it's just good anti-life loss tech too. That's the other thing too, is actually finally some good anti-life loss tech. We've seen a lot of life loss coming out of like Vileborn or Dowme or like the Valgot's stuff with the blue-black starter deck. A lot of life loss stuff coming back, and we don't have a lot of anti-life loss stuff. So this is really nice. This does do things like Lucifer, right? Like Lucifer now says, I gain 5, you gain 6. Instead of that, I mean, if it's enough to kill you, then you're already dead. But if it doesn't kill you, it like reverses it. Like that's pretty good. Why barrier is 1,500 or more? Yeah, 1,500 or more. Yeah, Fates Reunited can name that card. Yes.
Say
No
it.
bait.
Stephen, you have to name you have to name a legal card.
Do we ever
Fates
battle
United,
trick?
call it.
Do we ever play battle trick to buff opponent damage to divine intervention? Maybe.
Yeah, it's not a legal card.
Legal card in the game. This is
Say it.
Puciel. This
Go
is
ahead.
Puciel.
Say it.
Archangel of
They
Purity.
found it.
They're on screen. Say it.
No, refuse. I will always call this Nope Angel. There's Long Tony and a Nope Angel, and that is what they will be called for the rest of time for me. But yeah,
This is Florence Pucille.
I like that. That's
Ah.
pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that I don't know what you're talking about, Stephen. I don't know
It's
what
just your talk is
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. So this is it for us for tonight. Really cool stuff. Super excited about these spoilers. All 4 of the spoilers that we got to share off this time were really cool cards that I can't wait to goof around with in different ways. The starter decks look amazing. Nero looks amazing. Supposedly tomorrow we're going to already jump to the next ruler. It seems like the spoilers are covering like the dual attribute primary cards for each ruler, and then we might see more generic colored cards coming out, which I'm excited for, especially what the other XRs are be. The cell sheet did drop, and we know that there is a total of 4 XRs, which means there's probably 4 demons, I would imagine, because we know that there are 4 regions in looking at the lore. So it's probably 4 demons, which does make me think that one of them is probably going to be Diabolos, given that we have the new Diabolos card, or the Wanderer reprint for the promo, because again, Wanderer promos are usually lore driven. So one of the 4 is probably Diabolos, so that'll be interesting to see that character come back, but who knows what the other ones will be. And so we're either gonna I wonder if we're gonna get Larinka or Symphony next. I kind of really want to see Larinka because that might mean we get to learn what maybe we get to learn what Carlina's support looks like. Although we do know that Carlina was her grandmother now. Lore. I'm excited about it. But let us know in the comments if you're watching this after the fact what your favorite card was in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And I have been DMO73, joined as always by Mike Rance.
I'm called Jeremy Franklin.
Don't.
With my barrier choice.
That's fair. That's fair. And Paul Reisman.
I'm going to call Barrier Oopie Goopie.
Mm-hmm. And
Barrier Larrier.
I'll call barrier people saying this card's name by pronouncing it inappropriately. And until next time, class dismissed. Have a good night, everybody.